Okie dokie. How's it going, guys? Be sure to comment how it's going in the comments section below. This is the Arcanex. Welcome to Arcanex, everybody. It's Arcanex.
Episode 24.
It
Thanks for
is? I thought
remembering
this was
that. Oh,
Why
something
is it
else.
never why is it never the comment section above?
that's a good point. Hey, everybody, go to the comment section above and
Is there any platform that has comments above the video?
well, I was
You
thinking like you
probably
have two monitors. One of the monitors is above, and
Ah.
you got the
Stacked monitors?
same
You should have
tabs.
diagonal moniters.
Yeah, that'd be a
Yeah.
cool
Wait.
setup. Wacko, don't mess with your monitors right now. I see the gears turning.
No, I earlier there was a fly on my wall, so I was trying to smash it, so I moved my monitor down, and I just remembered it, and I moved it back up. But that's not. This is what my camera is. It's not affecting my camera. It's fine. No one will notice.
Okay, okay, yeah, whatever you're doing back there, just keep your camera the same. You know, we'll make a few more short. Our shorts got mad views, so
That's
For
that's
us, yeah, they
for
do.
us, so I plan
And
on
it's all because
dropping a
I
few
made
more.
them.
well,
Maybe.
I saw when they were uploaded. I was just in the parking lot when they were uploaded, and then a few hours later, before I even left college, they were at like 1,000 views.
Yeah, yeah. The dude that Larry the Cable Guy short stirred up some controversy. So that was everyone in the comments
It
like, yeah,
did?
everybody knows that already. Thanks for
Hold
I,
up.
I
thanks for
don't think
digging
the
up
point.
for 10-year-old knowledge.
I don't think the point of
Hold
the
up.
short was
I
to
haven't read
explain stuff
the
that people
comments.
haven't already known. But
Yeah, we're not educational. Newsflash for the new people who don't know who we are. Do not come for us for education. We will ruin you.
it's just about the
Where are
last
these comments?
podcast you should go to for education. We are bumbling
It's,
buffoons.
where's
I,
the comment section?
What are you
I
talking
did.
about?
That's to make
Above.
me look stupid. No. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I found it. I found it. I know. In like Google, not Google, in YouTube Studios, there's like a window you can go to that just shows all of your comments, and I couldn't find it, but I found it. Thanks for showing us how slow you are. What does
Yeah,
that mean?
yeah. I think he's assuming I
What?
made the short. I did not make the short. Wacko made the short. And yes, I am
I did
slow.
make the short. Are they calling you slow?
That's what I assumed because I was the
For
only
what?
one talking to not. I I was also joking when I said I was surprised about the whole Larry the Cable Guy thing, because I
How
had
is that
heard that before.
slow?
I don't know.
Okay, hold on. Before I feel like I need to comment on this.
Let's get in a comment section argument for this episode.
Hold on. There's two types. There's lots of types of intelligence, but for the sake of this comment, there's two types of intelligence. There is, there's basic intelligence and there is knowledge, right? If I give you like information, and you remember it, that's just knowledge. You know the knowledge, right?
hmm
If you've never heard of cars, that's not stupid. That's just not knowing it, right? If you live in like, what's a foreign country that doesn't have cars that people are going to be offended by if I say they don't have cars? Wakanda. That's not a real country. You can't be affected by that. If you live in Wakanda and you've never seen the Cars movie, right? You're not gonna know that Larry the Cable Guy voices Mater because you don't know who those things are, right? That's just knowledge. You're not stupid. You just don't know what they are, which is very different than me saying like 2 + 2 is 4 and you're not knowing that. That's kind of also knowledge. But like, there's a difference in being slow and not knowing information. So you can call it. You can say Sammy is ignorant, right, for not knowing it. Don't
I
think you
did
should say
know
that.
it.
But point is, that's not slow. You're a moron. I'm not gonna read your name, but you know who you are.
we
I'm deleting that
This is
comment.
our comprehensive response to the haters, to the allegations. Simon Cat is not slow, he's just ignorant.
I have deleted that comment, so if anyone watches this and they go back to find that
No,
comment, they can't.
I guess
Whoa,
I
I
don't want people to
no!
go.
Don't believe
I
it.
I
guess
don't
I
want
guess
people to
if
go like hate
we
on
don't
me.
want people to harass the person, I suppose that's fair enough. Uh,
Oh, it's true.
because it's gonna be pretty easy to dig up. It was one out of like what, four?
This is government propaganda. Do not believe the lies that Larry the Cable Guy does not exist.
Oh,
See,
as
that's a nice
George always
comment.
said,
Yeah,
Snape
drop a
was
heart on
invented
that
by
comment.
the government
That one's
no more
cool.
beds.
I'll leave a like on
Our our rabid
Well,
fan base
Right.
is gonna
well,
go
what if
hunting
they
after
do that?
the guy who called us slow.
Well, what if they do have cars in Wakanda?
that. Dude, have you seen like those like Google recommended replies
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
guy saying,
Oh.
"Thanks for showing how slow you are." It the recommends us going anytime. You bet, no problem. What would we do that? What,
That's how we would reply anyway.
bruh?
That's
Okay,
good.
enough about this comment. What's happened today? Tonight?
Tonight? What's happened tonight?
Well, what are we doing? Whooshy,
We're
you the lead.
talking bye weeks. That's what we're doing.
Bye weeks.
Wacko. I think
You
we
guys
both
live
have.
2
I
weeks?
think we both have something to say, but I don't know what Simon Cat has going on. But I think we both have quite the story to tell.
I would say so. We both have done. I
would
don't know what
agree
you've
with
done
that.
actually. I don't know why I would say that we both have it. I don't know what you've done, but you say you've done something cool, and I know I've done something cool. So
I saw some.
we want
pictures
Simon Cat to go
of what
first.
he was
Yeah,
doing.
Simon Cat can can lay it on us first.
Wait, no, I do know what you did.
Unless
I
he
take it
did
back.
do something insane, and he's gonna be wild too.
Yeah, compared to you two with this specific bye week, it's gonna be quite a bit of a letdown. Because what I've been doing is foregoing everyone's advice and becoming a social recluse so I can work on college and videos at the same time. And that has been my bye week.
That's an awesome
Thanks
bye
for
week.
making it concise, because we're gonna spend a while on the bye weeks.
That was great. I will say like. No, I won't. I won't say anything. I take it back. Never mind.
Unless you want me to get into the story where I had to explain to my sister why my car smelled like weed.
Okay, well now that you've mentioned it, I
Hold up.
think, you know,
Oh.
this is the
Hold
bye
up.
week, the bye week extravaganza.
Speaking of weed, no, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
What's
oh, no,
happening?
I know what you're referring to.
Yeah, give us a rundown. I need it. I
What's
need it.
happening here?
This is like at this point, you had to defend yourself.
Yeah, it's not really that interesting, but
Pretend we're your sister and explain it to us, please.
Now we're suspicious.
I can't pretend I'm a sister. I'd be really bad at that. So when I was driving this past couple weeks, I think it was like last week, a nail randomly just appeared in my tire and got attached to it while I was driving, and I went over an intersection. Yeah.
Not
So
good.
I had to go to my usual tire repair shop to get it fixed, and all that happened was I'd gone to this place multiple times, and all that happened was when I get it back, that guy who goes in and works on the car smokes in there. So that's all it was.
Oh,
What?
So the next time I got in the
that's
car,
a good cover story, Simon Cat. You should stick with that.
Smoke
I had to
smell.
explain.
Actually, that devalues the car. He should not be allowed to do that in other people's car.
I know, it's very inconsiderate.
That's not
That should,
good.
I don't know. I feel like I've never experienced. I don't like. Here's a question: is weed legal where you live? No, don't say that, because that might dox you. I don't know how many countries or states it's legal in. I
That's
know
the-
here it's like very public where I live. I live in North Carolina. It's not legal, for my information. Some people tell you it is, but Google has consistently told me that it's not, and I trust that
Yeah.
more than random people who smoke. But I've had people tell me that they smoke weed very openly, and I'm like, okay, say it in public, why don't you? That's fine. So I don't know. Like I remember I went to like this ball game, and my mom was like, "It smells like weed out here." And then I went to this lady and I was like, "Hey, are you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm just walking away because it smells like weed." And I'm like, "Is everyone just like so open about talking? How is it illegal?" I'm so confused. I've never understood. Like, I don't know. I feel like if it's not legal where you live, you just call the police in his business. We shut down immediately. I don't know how this works.
I think the main. Oh, you're talking about Simon Cat's situation. I thought you were talking about anytime you see someone like with weed, you just immediately inform the authorities.
Hello.
I found one.
I would not do that. I don't care that
Well,
much.
I think you've asked it about my state multiple times, and I have to always tell you that I never actually looked up that information, so I don't know.
Is weed illegal in Florida?
No.
Great.
No. Use is legal for adults over 21 or older. Not older than, you know what I mean. Okay. I guess it is. I'm coming to visit. I mean, no, I'm not. You can't prove that.
So that guy was well within his right to do that.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, in his right to do it, not in his right to do it in other people's property.
Yeah, that's that's where it gets a little little stinky.
Yeah.
Literally.
That's right.
But ching.
All right, Wacko, what happened? I saw the video, but
Okay.
what happened?
Sick. So, my bye week, like, okay, this happens every week. Where like, whenever we do the podcast, because it's 2 weeks between episodes. Whenever we do the podcast, I just think of the last week, and right now I'm like, oh, this last week's been really cool. But there was a week before that I always forget to talk about. Last week was pretty cool too. I started playing Magic the Gathering because I have to be a bigger nerd than everyone else here.
Mhm.
It's pretty cool.
You're winning.
Simon Cat hosted a Farley Day, which he was late to by a lot.
Not that.
Yeah, there was last year, someone talked about Farley, and then they were like, let's make it an event. And they made an event for a year later. On I think it was the same day. I don't remember. And this day finally came around, and Simon Cat was like, we're doing the Farley event. And it was like a presentation on Farley. I don't know if it's recorded anywhere. It was interesting. I cooked noodles while we were doing it.
I recorded some of it. Farley is essentially just Bigfoot. He's a garden gnome who lives in
Animal Crossing.
The forest woods. Yeah, it's from Animal Crossing. Whooshy wasn't there, but it was.
I was not.
It was quite the funny time.
I was there for like 12 hours waiting for it to start. It was very fun. I don't know. It
That's
was
how long
really
it
weird
took me
because
to
like
find him. I was
we were
running
like-
out in the
we were-
woods. In Animal
we
Crossing, I was running out in
joined.
the woods trying to find him.
We joined early. I'm like, oh, we'll be here when time gets starts. And then time shows up. We're like, oh, he's not here. And he's like, I'll be there soon. And then like we wait a bit more, and we're like, he's not here. And George is like, I gotta go eat dinner, so hopefully he's here soon. And then eventually he's not there. He's like, okay, I'm gonna leave dinner. I guess I'll miss it. And George eats dinner. He gets back. And it's like, did it happen? I'm like, no, you've not missed anything. So it took a while. Not to hate on Simon Cat.
But it
I need to
was
preface
worth
this.
it. Maybe, I don't know. I don't even know what people thought of it, but it was
I thought it
anticipated
was-
for a whole year.
It was
there
anticipated.
were-
I feel like the anticipation rose a lot more in the hours waiting up
Oh
for
yeah.
it.
And there was only
But,
so much you can do with an obscure Animal Crossing character with 5
Yeah.
lines of dialogue. But
It wasn't that bad though. It
we
was pretty cool.
made the most of it.
We
is what
did.
we
We had
did.
a ball. We like it was like going to an event, and we're like cheering for it to start, right? And we were just like, yeah, it's gonna happen tonight. It's happening
Because
tonight, and then it happened.
Farley is gonna descend upon us.
Yeah. And
That's
then
literally what we were
George
saying.
like dressed up as Farley and showed up. He was like, I'm Farley. I'm here. I'm like, this is the event, and that was not even the event. He just did that.
Yeah,
that was fun.
George was just like, "It's me. Don't you remember me, Simon Cat? It's me, Farley." And I was like, "No, that's not what I had in mind for the event."
Exactly. No, that was like, I was like, I did that last week. I did Magic last week. Simon Cat messaged me about delaying or like problems with the previous video. That happened last week. It was fixed. Everything's fine. But like, I keep talking bad about Simon Cat. I'm so sorry. But then all of that is overshadowed by this week, where
Before you get into that, I just want to really quick promote my video project that will be out in 5 years that the Farley thing somewhat relates to. As in, not really promote, just give a hint. There you go. Continue.
Another hint. Wonder if it has to do with that one thing I forgot the name of. That with you translate the Mario
I don't.
letters.
Oh. I cannot
Interesting.
confirm or deny. All right, continue, Wacko.
anyway, So I don't know if you guys know this. I'm in North Carolina. I already said this before earlier, but these two fellers with a hard R, fellers. Don't cut that out. Keep that in. Along
Ooh, you're
with
feeling
other
brave.
friends of the show, they live in other places. I don't know if you know that. And I was like, it'd be cool if I just like drove over to say hi, and drove back. It'd be funny. And I've said it before because I have some friends who live in North Carolina, believe it or not. So my buddies Nick and Jeffrey. I've talked to them. I'm like, hey, we should just drive over to like states. I don't want to dox anyone. We should drive over to states and say hi. And then they were like, no, that's stupid. We cannot do that. But then Tuesday, I'm like, Jeffrey, we should drive over. And he was like, okay. I was like, what? He's like, okay. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, well, I don't have work tomorrow. I could go. We could like go down for the day, come back the next day, and I can make it to work on time. And I was like, we can? We could just do that? He's like, yeah, if you pay for gas, I'll drive. We'll get there. And I was like, we could just do this. Okay, this is happening. So Sam, friend of the show, Stone Scone. He was in call, and I joined the call. I was like, Sam, are you free tomorrow? What'd you say?
Previous guest.
Yeah, previous guest, episode 7.
He was later episode than 7.
17?
Yeah, I don't know. It was one before too many games, where I was out on a walk the whole time.
It might have been 17. Whatever.
That sounds right.
Yeah, because 16 was supposed to be the guest, because that was the Arcanex quiz. 17. Right. Check it out. It'll be linked in the eye.
Do people still use that?
I've never used the I once in my life, and I'm gonna figure that out because it's my episode.
It's gonna be fun for you. But I couldn't call like, Sam, are you busy tomorrow? And he was like, well, I'll be home around 5. And I'm like, okay, he's free tomorrow. This is gonna be great. So me and Jeffrey left immediately at like 12 o'clock. It was like 11:30. We left. Had no sleep. Just started driving. On the way there, I was like, we should probably sleep so we're not dead. So he drove for a couple hours while I slept, and we swapped, and he slept while I drove for a couple hours. And after about 11 hours, we arrived. And I didn't know where he was. I have his home address. He was not home. He was at work. I don't know where he works. So I went to his house, and I knocked on the door, and I'm like, hello. And no one was home. At least I don't think anyone was home. But they had a ring doorbell. And his mom answered. She's like, hello, who is this? And I'm like, is Sam there? And she was like, no. Are you looking for him? And I was like, he's like, she asked like, are you his friend? And I'm like, no, I'm his enemy. No, I didn't say that. But I'm like, well, who else would I? Yes, I'm his friend. And I was like, do you know where he's at? And she was like, he's at work. I'm like, can you tell me where he works? And I know I'm like the sketchiest person. I didn't want to tell her anything because I wanted to surprise Sam. So I didn't want to be like, hello, I'm Wacko. I live in North Carolina. Because I thought she might call and be like, hey, Whack from North Carolina's here to see you. I didn't want her to say that. So I didn't want to say where I was from. I didn't want to say why I was there. I didn't want to say who I was. I had a name tag on that said Wacko. I was like facing away from the camera so she wouldn't like see it. Because I did not want him to know about this. But thankfully she told me. For some reason, if I was a murderer, he'd be dead right now. But she told me. I went over and I was like, I walked around. He works. I don't want to say where he works, but he works in a store. I walked around and I was just like looking for him. And the guy was like, "Can I help you? Do you need something?" And I'm like, is Sam here?" And he's like, "Oh, are you his brother?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not his brother." Yeah. And he's like, "Well, he's over here." So he took me in the back. I don't know why he let me in the back, but he let me in the back. And I just walked around. And he was like, "Wacko, what are you doing here?" Because I live like 11 hours away. And he was like, "What?" And it was like. The whole reason we went in the middle of the night was just to say hi to him. And I was like, let's tell no one that we're going. I told Aubrey. I think he thought we were joking because like, Aubrey, we're going to a different state. He was like, what? Aubrey's my brother, by the way. I live with him. He's like, what? I was like, yeah, goodbye, and we left. So no one really knew we were going. Not even Sam knew we were going. So like I wanted to surprise him, and he was very surprised, and it was great. So he managed to get off work early. And his girlfriend came over. We hung out a bunch. We went hiking through this park. I don't want to say what the name of the park is. We went hiking to this fire tower, separate hike. There were 2 hikes. We played Mario Kart. We played Mario Party. I ate at this delicious grill that served macaroni and cheese for like $18.
Good.
It was the most expensive mac and cheese I've ever had. Everything on the menu was expensive. and mac and cheese was like an entree. It's usually like a kid's side, but it was an entree. And I'm like, for $18, this better be a lot of mac and cheese. And it was a good amount, and it was delicious. It was good. It was a good trip. We didn't do anything like remotely like interesting. We just hiked up, we walked, talked, hung out. It was fun. And then the next day we got at like 5 in the morning to leave. So I've driven like 20. I've ridden in a car at least 20 hours in the past 2 days. I got 12 hours of sleep last night. I'm still tired. My eyes are burning right now. I need to go back to sleep. I don't know if I'm gonna be okay. I should recover from this. But it was a random thing, spur of the moment. 2 days of my life are gone, mostly spent driving. But I thought it was awesome, and it was a nice surprise for him.
That is cool.
And we got to hang out a bit.
That is something that you sort of realize when you get older, that you really can just go like if you don't have work on a day, you can just like go drive somewhere. Yeah, the whole world is at your fingertips. It's crazy.
Because we were talking.
Yeah.
Well, I mentioned this to you before, and how many times, like you don't understand the sheer amount of times we have joked. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna drive 6 hours to get to your house.
Yeah, just go visit.
When you come, yeah, like literally one time Wacko called me at 11. No, it was 9. When I was driving back from my friend's house, and it was like, hey, you want to come over and play? I don't know, Catan. And I was like, yeah, sure. I was like, oh, when you come over? Yeah, it was like, yeah, I'll get there in the next 7 hours. And then we never.
You thought
actually
I was
did
literal.
It. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we just go
when I asked, you thought I meant like in Discord. You're like, are you in call? I'm like, no, in my table. You're like, oh, sweet, I'll be right over. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, but I mean, it never really occurred to us that we could just
6 hours isn't even that bad. If I lived 6 hours from you guys, I would have met both of you by now.
I know. If it was 6 hours,
sure.
I'd be at your house every weekend.
I know, yeah.
And where you went to visit Scone, not to talk to us, is even further away than I am from you.
What? You like don't dox. Do not dox anybody.
Do not talk to anybody. Yeah.
If we say a state, except North Carolina, bleep it out. Don't dox anyone except me. My exact address is no. Don't say that. But like this was like when we on the way back, I was talking to Jeffrey who went with me, and we were like talking about other places we can go, and we're like, we should go see Smash Max. And this day he's a little closer. We should go see Simon Cat. He's a little closer. And he was like, we should go see my friend. And I was like, oh, how long did it take to get to him? And it's like over 20 hours. And I'm like, no. Let's not go there. So I don't know what we're doing next week. We mentioned going to see Smash Max next week. I don't know if that's happening because it is still a pretty big drive.
Well,
It'd be cool.
The precedent that you're just gonna drive 10 hours.
Are you on a weekly tour right now from state to state?
Maybe. I don't think you understand. I don't know if you guys know this. Driving is expensive. Because gas prices are so high. Not to get political. I don't know if that's political anymore. But it's really high. And I drove to too many games last year. Not this year. Last year I drove too many games. And it was like over $100 in gas to get there and back. And I drove the whole way. One shot. It was not fun. This time I rode with Jeffrey and his car is better on gas. And we split driving between the two of us. That's what I'm trying to say. So if we go again, I'll probably go with Jeffrey because it's cheaper driving with him, and I have to drive less, and I get to sleep some, which is nice. Which means if I went to sleep with someone else, someone's tagging along. Make sure there's 2 beds, 3 for us. But it was fun. I want to do it again, but I probably shouldn't do it every week because I will starve to death because I won't be able to buy food.
You will go broke.
It would be awesome. So maybe we could make this a monthly thing. Or I can. You guys stay home. I'll just show up.
monthly is pretty ambitious, but that'd be pretty awesome.
It's not $100. That was too many games on my car, which is not great.
Right.
To get it was cheaper on Jeffrey's. So, it's like a price of a game, maybe 2.
That's not bad.
It was like I think it was like 80 something there and back, which is not great to do every week. Multiple times, but I could do it every once in a while. Simon Cat, watch out! I will give you a warning, because after I showed up at Sam's house with no warning, you were like, if you show up, please tell me. I'd like to know. And I'm like, okay, I'll let you know. Don't worry.
I mentioned that because you know it's great for depending on like the people in our friend group. It kind of depends on whether they would appreciate just the complete surprise. Scone,
Yeah.
perfect. He would
Yeah.
absolutely appreciate it. He's the guy you want to see the reaction for. Like Wacko, why are you in the back of my work?
Yeah. Because like, I just dropped my pin on the floor. Oops. Like different people like are really like I know you Simon Cat usually has like a bunch of stuff going on. I don't want to show up because he's like, oh welcome. I gotta go to camp right now. Goodbye. That's likely what happened. So like I
Yeah.
thought Sam would either have like work or school or plans with his girlfriend. But I knew if it was plans with his girlfriend, he'd drop them immediately if I showed up. Because his girlfriend was also there. She went with us. She'd be fine with it. She's like, Wacko's here. But if it was like work or school, then like I want to know that. So I asked him beforehand, the night before, are you doing anything the next day? But like Simon Cat, I would probably give more of a heads up if you want to make plans. I don't know what we'd do. If I did it again, I'd want it to be like longer, not a day. I'd be like 2 or 3 days. But the problem is that like not only me, but Jeffrey, who I'd ride with probably, would have to have multiple days free that we could just give to driving to another state. And that's really difficult when you have what's it called? A job? I don't know if you guys have one. It's difficult to have like things set up. Um, it could happen next week. Maybe. We'll see. So maybe we'll talk about this next episode. But as for now, fun time. I made a vlog about it. It's unlisted because I don't want to dox where he lives. But you know, fun time. Maybe we'll do it again. That was my bye week. Really cool. Really tiring.
It's also pretty soon after the last trip you did with us, which is pretty soon after the trip before that you did with us.
Yeah, because like we did a trip in July. No, June. I forget what month it is.
August.
Just too many games.
Oh, well, oh,
Not
TV game,
August. Too many games. We did a trip, and like the previous trip before that was basically too many games. I went to Joe's house technically. I don't remember when that was. October, I think, or November, whatever. But like it was the one big trip, and then this year we've had too many games trip. Then like 2 months later, Siamese trip, and then a month later, Stone trip, and it's like there's so much. I mean, it's awesome, dude. I'm so excited, pumped. We're going to see Whooshy in Wyoming, not Wyoming, and Washington next. It's gonna be epic.
Make it happen.
The next trip next week, we're driving 20 hours for Whooshies.
That's a pretty freaky thought that you could just wake up one day and
Go out.
Wacko's in your house like having tea with your parents.
Dude, I wish. No, what's made me really sad? Sam has no sweet tea.
He doesn't have sweet tea.
I was
He's not
devastated.
Southern. Oh
He's
no, I
not
doxed
Southern.
him.
Dots, he doesn't live in the South. That rules out like a fourth of America. No, because I don't know if I've told this on the podcast. I have this joke that I say every time I go out to eat anywhere. Because we went to this one place.
Local business.
That might dox why I met. Cut that out. It's what's it called? It's a Japanese steakhouse. But I don't know why I told you. Whatever. We went to a Japanese steakhouse and I got some tea and I drank it. And they gave me more tea and I drank it. And they gave me more tea. And I turned to my cousin. His name's Ethan, friend of the show. And I say, hey Ethan, that's my third tea. I must have been thirsty.
I think you've told that on the podcast before, but it hit even harder this time.
I might have, but it's a fine joke. It's fine, right? But he was like, that is the stupidest joke I've ever told. So I proceeded to tell everyone else in the restaurant. And every other time we were in any restaurant ever and I drink sweet tea, I tell it every time. And everyone always hates it, or they're annoyed like, oh, classic whack. Well, don't say whack, but classic wacko making this joke. And it's become iconic for me in real life. It's great. And we go to this Stone State, and I drink some water. And I'm like, it's my third water. Because there's no tea. And I was very sad. But I wish. I can't. The next date I gotta go. I gotta go somewhere with tea. You know who you are. There's like one option. You know who you are. I will not say who, but they know. Well, Whooshy, do you have tea?
I do.
Like sweet tea or like British tea?
You can make it sweet.
Okay, so that's a no. That's a no. Okay. I'll come over at some point. You gotta make me a tea. However you make it.
I'll make you tea. That'd be cool.
See, the fun thing with Stone is, like, I didn't realize this, but when I went to Sam's house, I had mailed him a lot of stuff. So I go in his room, and there's just wacko stuff everywhere. There's, like, the bag of McDonald's that I sent one time that he hung up because I DoorDashed him something. There was a D's Nuts jar that I mailed him for his birthday one year. There was, like, Wacko's room written on his door that he put up there for, like, a bit for my video they never took down. And I'm like, why am I all over the walls? It was cool. And his parents were like, when I showed up, his parents were like, oh, are you the guy that keeps sitting himself? And I'm like, apparently, I didn't realize I kept doing that. I mailed him way too much stuff. I mailed him like 2 weeks ago. I feel like I've done way too much. But, where was I going with this? Oh, because I mailed him stuff, I know where he lives, so I can show up and be like, where's Sam? I do not know. Is his name public? His name's public. Sam. His name's Sam. Now you know, if it wasn't. I believe it was. I don't know where Whooshy lives. So if I show up, I have to, like, ask him where he lives, which I'll probably do anyway, because I don't want to show up unannounced again. I don't know if it'll cause any issues.
Yeah, you're
Bro,
not gonna,
be...
because I do have the type of group that will do very short notice weekend activities, so you're gonna want to give me a fat warning if you do that.
Don't let Dangus drag you out somewhere. I'm showing up.
I will cancel everything if you show up. I'll say that.
Cancel everything. You're like, oh, my birthday party's this weekend. Cancel. We're not doing anything. Wacko's here. Be great.
No, yeah.
Wacko.
I'll get it, Mr. and Mrs. Whooshy.
Let
Great.
Dangus drive you somewhere.
I don't know if he's a good driver.
Oh, he's good at. I mean, everyone in this state that I live, we are all reckless drivers, but we're very good at it.
like the Donkey Kongs.
Yeah, and
So
I'm not talking
Donkey Kong
distracted
movie.
driving. Most of us won't use our phone. I mean, maybe like the other people, like people I know, we won't use our phones. We're reckless drivers, as in like speeding and like taking turns a little quick and like driving with our knees, you know, that kind of stuff. Not the dangerous stuff.
I think I probably drive with my knee 75% of the time.
Yeah, it's not bad. Dangus doesn't
I'm
drive
not
with his knees
editing-
either. That's just something I do.
I'm not editing this. I know I'm not editing this one, but if I were, I would not be pleased about having to edit out someone admitting to road crimes 2 episodes.
These are
in a
not
row.
crimes.
They're not crimes.
No. Bro,
I know.
according to the law,
know.
we're all joking.
Yeah.
In Minecraft. I
Yes.
drive with my knee in Minecraft.
Yeah.
No, like if I'm going to, like, when we drove to Stone State, I drove with my hand the whole time because, like, there's other drivers. I don't know where I'm at, but, like, around where I live, no one's around. All the roads are almost empty all the time.
Same.
I know, like, all the curves. I'll drive with my knee just fine. I don't go outside my lines because I know I know the road. Like, if I don't know where I'm at, I'll use my hands because I don't trust myself that much. But I'm fine with the knee.
Yeah,
Going
nothing
back to
wrong.
mail,
Nothing wrong with that.
Going back to the mail thing, my Smash mug is up there. You didn't give Scone a Smash mug, I don't think. And I still have these CDs you gave me at Too Many Games.
I did. Why did you make it upside down?
I have not opened them yet because I am still looking for CD player. I haven't bothered to get it yet.
Do you have, like, a PlayStation or Xbox?
Nope.
Darn. Okay, they would have worked. Well, I gave everyone those. Did I give Smash Max a mug? Did I buy Smash Max a mug? No, I mailed him his mug.
Yeah.
I did give him one. Yeah, because I sent him it with the basketball cards.
No, you gave me the basketball cards.
Okay, I sent him the baseball cards. I had baseball and basketball ones. Do you know why I sent you guys? I don't know if I mentioned on the podcast. I ordered pictures because I make picture books or albums. That's what they're called. It's what my mom used to do all the time, and I was like, I'll continue the tradition, put all the pictures in the books or albums. And I ordered some pictures, and I was like, I can order a picture on a mug. I can put any picture I want on a mug. So I printed like this picture of Smash Max. Just one. It became a bit of a meme with us. I printed it on a mug. I made like 4 of them. The only reason I made 4 of them was because I was like, I want one because it'd be funny, and I gotta get Smash Max one because it'd be funny. And then I was talking to Simon Cat. I was like, Simon Cat, do you want one? He was like, sure. I was like, well, now I gotta get him one. And I do not remember why I got Whooshy one, but I got Whooshy one. It's still in my drawer right there. He does not have it yet.
Yeah, he's gonna have to hand deliver that one.
when I come visit
For a
to
tea.
Washington State, I'll bring it to you.
You get the tea that I make for you. And by the way, I'm not an experienced tea maker. I'll make it sometimes if I'm in the mood for tea. I am
I'm
not
sure you'll be
exceptional
fine.
with my tea, but I'm gonna make you tea anyway, and you're gonna be so delightfully underwhelmed. It's gonna be great.
Dude, I will probably when I went to Sam's house, he made me coffee because I'd been awake for like 36 hours. I was tired, so he gave me some coffee to drink, and it was like he was like, "I'll add this and this and this, and it'll be sweeter." And I hate coffee. I drank it, still hated it. Not great, but it was perfect because it made me more awake. So tea, I think, is also caffeinated. So if it's awful, I will gladly drink every single drop. Also, I need to clarify: not coffee the animator, coffee the drink. Don't take this personally. Ow. But
Yeah,
no,
that
I'm
that
sure it'll be
one
fine.
lives quite far away as well. Every single
Mm.
person that I know online lives like a million miles away. I never like get close with anyone that lives close to me. It's ridiculous. Except for people I know in real life, but even they like live pretty far. Uh, it's driving distance, not walking distance. Until the bye week. That's a good transition there. So my buddy
Yeah,
who
the
lives
transition is better when you mention it's a transition. Good job,
the my
Whooshy.
no, my buddy, uh, previous podcast host of Two Poops in a Pod, so I was podcasting with him before I was podcasting with you guys, Mr. Nova Steel. I he lives 40 miles away from me, and he had the bright idea. He was like, "Hey, you should come to I should pick you up. I'll go to my house, and then we'll walk 40 miles over the span of 2 days back to your house." And I was like, okay. So I packed up. Uh,
What?
I packed up.
Over the span of 2 days? Hold up. What?
Yeah, because we left late. We'll get to that. So
Okay.
I got a middle schooler size Angry Birds backpack because it was the only one that I had. I stuffed a sleeping bag into it, and I'll tell you that thing was at full capacity. I ripped that thing. That did not come out of the adventure alive. But again, we'll get to that. I got a bag of snacks. It was like jerky, mixed nuts, dried fruit, uh, canned chili. You know, the essentials. I
Everything
take
you
it
need
over to his
for a
place.
trip.
He picks me up, and then we just hang out. Next day, uh, we're getting ready for our journey. The reason we left late, one of them anyway, is because Pizza Ranch. I don't know if you guys have pizza ranches over there, if that's even like specific to a state, but that is
Is that a restaurant?
yes, that is a pizza buffet. So that opened at 11. So uh, we decided, yeah, before we embark on our journey, we're gonna load up on Pizza Ranch. We're gonna get our pizza, and I'll tell you, it feels really good to overeat and eat like a My 600 Pound Life character. When you know that you're going to burn it all off, it feels like you get all the uh, benefits of not overeating while also overeating. So it was great. I ate like a morbidly obese person for the first time in a while. I I I like got like the cookies. They have like freshly baked cookies there, and they have an ice cream dispenser. I made an ice cream cookie sandwich. It was delicious, uh, and uh, I consumed more calories in one day than I may have in my entire life. It was great. And then we
Yeah,
decided
I think that's a terrible idea.
it was fine.
That would make me pretty tired if I were about to do a bunch of walking, but
I
I feel like if I ate pounds and pounds of greasy pizza, then went to walk, I'd barf the whole time.
yeah that no I think that's usually what happens to me if I eat like that. But I think just the knowledge of like I'm gonna walk all of this off that made me feel on top of the world. That I mean I think just the way I was thinking about it, like it made me physically less uncomfortable somehow. I don't know what it was. Anyway, we head back to his house after loading up on Pizza Ranch, and we embark on our journey.
I just want to say that it's not a joke that I've been learning about mindset research in college, and that's an actual thing. That might have actually.
Yeah, I legitimately think that's what was happening because I felt just fine the entire time.
I have something to add on to that. I don't finish your story if it's not done, and I'll add on to it.
No,
I'll write it down.
you can add on to it now.
Okay.
That's sort of the
I
first
heard about
part.
this study of rats that's really cruel but really fascinating, where they just put rats in like a bowl of water or a bucket of water, right, where they can't get out, right, and they just swim around trying to escape to freedom so they don't drown, and they put them in there, and they just left them, and then 10 minutes in, all the rats drowned, every time, because the rats are going, I can't escape, I'm just gonna swim forever. Instead of swimming till I collapse, I'll just drown now. And they drown, and they die. And it's terrible. But if you put them in there for like 4 or 5 minutes, then take them out and put them in like, and let them dry off and be comfortable, then you put them back, they'll swim for a day. Like hours upon hours. Because they now have the knowledge that this can end. I can survive this. And so just like the knowledge and the hope that they'll eventually get free, they'll fight for much longer than if they thought that it was hopeless and they were stuck in that water for the rest of their life. And it's really cool because they drowned a bunch of rats.
Yeah, that's horrible. That's really cool, but that's horrible.
Those aren't funny rats.
Yes.
Those are not funny rats.
Do not do this at home, please. Don't kill rats. Oh, I had a dream where there were dead rats somewhere. I just realized that was a dream.
That was a dream?
No, not that dream.
Oh, okay.
I had a separate dream. No, I didn't dream this study.
You dreamt a bunch of dead rats?
I dreamt, I don't know, I was like looking under something. I was like, oh, there's a lot of dead rats around here. We gotta clean those out. I just realized that was a dream. I was still thinking about how I had to clean them out. Dang it. I mean, yes, that's a good thing. I'm glad there's not dead rats everywhere. Anyway.
You just went your whole day like, yeah, I gotta clean those rats up later.
Right on the to-do list. Clean the dead rats out. There's like 3 of them. I was like, why are they down there? How do I know about them?
That's great.
Anyway.
So we embark on our journey, and a lot of stuff happened. I think the first thing I'll bring up, because that's chronologically the first thing that happened, a bee truck drove by. Bees, you know? The animal. I don't like bees, alright? So a bee truck drives by, leaves all his bees behind, the tons of... He just drives by, but a bunch of bees, like, get out. And we're not swarmed or anything, but there's a humble, like, 20 bees around us. And it's not fun. A lot of people you'll hear, like bees, right? A lot of people like bees because they are great for the environment. Wacko?
I like bees.
Yeah,
So funny.
yeah. People like bees. They're great for the environment. They do great benefits for nature. I don't think that means you have to like them. I hate bees on a personal level. You know, I love what they do, but like when they're like getting up in your face, like yeah, I'm a bee, like crawling in your nooks and crannies, and that's not where you want them, because that's where they're gonna get all threatened and sting you and stuff. They all get like when you're actually around.
Hold up. You cannot act like this is normal. I've never been around a bee that starts crawling up my nostrils, Whooshy. What have you put on your face?
Not nostrils, just your nooks and crannies in general. Just anywhere like where they don't belong. That's where they're gonna be. And, you know, if you're actually around a bee, you will find that they have terrible personalities. They are not pleasant to be. It's like if Batman like spat in your face and kicked you in the nuts. Like, it's great what you're doing. You do great stuff for the world, but you are not a likable person. You know, like
Okay, but what did you do to make Batman kick you in the nuts?
No, he just did it unprompted.
That's what you think.
No, but anyway, that's that's my little bee rant. I think people are biased with bees because they're saving the world or whatever. I think that we should all hate bees on a personal level because they suck, and enjoy their actions, not the animals. Anyway, one of them suckers stung me on the ear, and that kind of hurt.
What'd you
That's-
do?
What he did was he flung it like sort of between like my head and my ear, and he was like, "Rrrr," and then he gave me a big old sting on there.
Uh-huh. I don't believe
Are
it.
you siding with the bee right now?
Yes, I'm siding
You're
with the
siding
bee.
with the bee?
That's like if like you went into the woods and punched a horse because they live in the woods, and the horse kicks you. And you're like, why did the horse kick me? Because you punched it. What'd you do to the bee? What'd you do to the bee, Whooshy, huh?
What are you
Huh?
talking about? What I told you.
You wave honey around like, ha stole this from you?
The bee
Huh?
truck
What'd you do?
the bee truck drives by, unloads all bunch of bees on us. The guy flies in between my ear and my head, and it gives me a big old sting.
See, I feel like before this, you were like, oh look, the bees, bzzz, and you were just trying to like have fun. But when you said bzzz, the bee like heard that, and you went like, you're a stupid bee, and like bee language, that's what you said, and you didn't realize what you said, and he was like, how dare you say that, and then he goes to sting you, and you didn't realize you said it, but you did something wrong. That had to happen. Bees don't just sting you for no reason. They die. I don't think do bees know they die?
They do. And Wacko, I knew I'm glad you bring this up, because I have a counterpoint. If you get stung by a bee, it is not your fault. It is entirely the bee's fault, because bees are stupid, all right? This is what I was talking about. They crawl up in your nooks and crannies, they feel threatened, and they sting you. That's what happens.
I've never had a bee crawl up my nooks and crannies. Are you like putting on like honey as deodorant or something?
No, this is a thing that they do. They get up in your face and they crawl.
Are you
They crawl
sure,
around.
Whooshy?
No, this isn't just that time thing either. This is a reoccurring thing that happens with bees. And this is the first time I've ever been stung by anything, so it's good to know I'm not allergic. But this happened with my cousin before. They was like wearing sandals. The thing was crawling between his toes.
Yeah,
the-
see, okay.
you know
that
what they are?
happens. That does happen, though. Flacco, that does happen.
You
He's
know
not
what?
lying.
Bees are
haven't
flies
been
with
around bees
stingers,
a
is what they
bunch.
are. And people who like them are wrong. They are flies with
I
stingers.
haven't been around bees like a ton. I'm not like have bees everywhere, but I've been around bees. I've gotten stung a couple times. I've gotten stung by a bee once, I think, and been stung by a wasp once. I'm told I'm allergic, but I've been stung by both, and like the area like swells up a bit. But then I don't go to the hospital, so maybe I don't think I'm allergic, but they say I am. But like the reason I got stung by a bee was because like I had my hand and a bee landed right here, and I moved my fingers like this because like they're fingers and I move them like a normal person, and the bee was like, "He's squishing me! Kill him!"
So
I'm
you did
stinging
have
him!"
it happen.
And
That's
then
what
he
they
stung me.
do. They crawl in your nooks and crannies,
So I know, like,
and then
I
you
know that they
accidentally
do
do
that.
something that scares them, and then they sting you. That's what happens.
I get that. I get that.
Because
but
bees are
also,
stupid.
Like, if there's a bee, just walk past the bee.
You are not listening to the story.
I know there's like 20 bees flying around. They're not following you.
Yes,
Walk
they
past
are.
them,
Yes,
Whooshy.
they are. There's like
There's bees following you. Are you wearing the yellow shirt and they're like, oh, look at that sunflower.
they're
Let's go look at him."
they're
Oh, look at
following
me, I'm
me.
Nicolas Cage.
They're following me because because they are flies with
What?
stingers. That's what they just get in your face like flies, and you know they're probably not gonna sting you, but
Well,
then they'll get in your nooks and crannies, and they will because they're scared.
flies follow you because they eat everything, and people like human beings sweat, and they're like, oh, water, let me go drink the water. Bees don't do that. They go to flowers because there's pollen. Are you using pollen as deodorant, Whooshy? Why would they be following
So
you?
Getting
that
weirder.
that makes it even actually discredits the bees even more. Like what's the rhyme or reason? Why are they getting up in my face? Because they're
I don't know,
jerks.
maybe they think you're a flower.
They're either
I'd like-
stupid or
you
they're
know-
jerks.
I've heard people make fun of bees for like, cause like, oh, they die when they sting you. They're not supposed to die, right? Like that's what happens.
My
with
light, my light just turned on. Someone's coming downstairs.
Hi, Slimy Cat's family.
Wait, come over here. They're arguing about bees.
Hey, is it Fluffy?
It's Fluffy.
This is the new
Hey,
this is the new Dashel
Fluffy.
are you a bee hater or a bee lover?
Okay,
I'm
he's
not a bee hater or a lover. His headphones are really loud. I can hear.
Okay, that's I'm
Really
okay
loud?
with
I
that.
believe that.
What I'm against are the
Fluffy.
bee defenders who think that just because bees are saving the world, they are
Anyway.
pleasant to be around.
I'm in the
Wacko,
middle.
Wacko, you love hanging out with bees, don't you? You're
I
always.
don't love hanging out with bees.
You love when they get in your
I would
face.
consider myself.
You love it when they
I
get.
would consider myself a bee hater. I just think you're being overly hateative.
You've been defending bees this whole time. You consider yourself a bee
Well, yeah.
hater?
Yeah, like if I hate the color blue, because I'm like, oh, I don't think beds should be blue. I don't think walls should be blue. Blue's for the sky, right? And you went, you think you hate blue? I hate blue too. Tears are blue. I'm like, hey, tears can be blue. That's fine, but I don't think other things should be blue. I think you can go too far in hating things. Also, I'm not a blue hater. Blue's great. My walls are slightly blue.
You know it's.
They're mostly white. But point is,
You know what's
you're being
happening
too
is.
hateable.
You know what's happening. After some reflection, this is a classic case of you hating something that everybody else loves and having much more extreme feelings because of it. And that's exactly what's happening.
You're like
We're
the
getting
opposite
back to
of
the
me,
bees.
Grandpa.
I'm getting back to the
when it
bees.
comes to this
Fluffy,
bee thing.
before you leave, why are you off screen? Fluffy, what are your lines in the Simon Cat Christmas special of 2022, I believe?
You asked me this, and I don't know.
I've asked you this twice, because I've seen you in person twice. I'm going to keep asking you until you can answer the question. What are your lines in the Simon Cat 2022 Christmas special?
2020?
Do I need to... Is it 2020? Is it that
Yeah,
old
it's
ago?
2020, not 2022.
2020 Christmas special. What are they?
You could accidentally say it very, very easily.
Next time I'll come prepared, okay? I'll know.
You
next
could... You could, like, not know the answer and tell me you don't know the answer and get it right.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh. Oh, it's I don't know, right?
Very close.
Very
No! No!
That was close.
Whooshy, do you know the answer?
What?
Do you know the
Oh,
answer,
I'm
Whooshy?
talking to Lasagna, and he's saying like,
I have a
when's
vague
he gonna
idea.
shut up? Or something.
Yeah, he's like,
you're talking
what
to
is he
Spaghetti.
doing? I have no idea. When's he gonna stop? I have no idea. That's your lines.
Yeah.
How dare you not know these things?
Why are we-
Fluffy?
I don't know my own lore. It's okay.
This is elementary.
Yeah, I think there are a few Simon
Simon
Cat crew
Cat
members.
Wiki,
I know
101.
who I know more about the Simon Cat lore. I think Simon Cat. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like they're living paycheck to paycheck, just coming in on set.
Yeah, we've joked some with how much often Oreos come up in my older videos. The amount of times we've joked about paying my actors in Oreos.
Yeah, they're living Oreo to Oreo.
Yeah.
Oh, I want Oreos
That's
now.
good.
They're
I haven't had
compensating.
every time I buy Oreos, I eat them in one day because I love Oreos. So I can't buy them or I will gain 50 pounds. But they're so good.
They are very good. I
will
should
say
have had them
maybe
before
I
the
had
big
too
walk.
many Oreos over that
Too many Oreos.
over that YouTube period because I
guess.
don't like them as much.
Hey, wait, what were you talking about? Yeah,
Bees.
yeah.
bees.
I don't really care anymore. I'm glad I got that out of my system.
No, Whooshy, Whooshy. Bees are stupid.
No, you're right. I
want to say, you said everyone loves bees because they're helping the environment.
Yes.
They're not. According to Matt Pat, who's never lied to me. This is my only source because I haven't done research on this.
Yeah.
I don't think he's wrong because I've looked up a bit and a lot of what he said is true. I haven't done super deep research, but I trust him because I think he's telling the truth in this case. I don't think everything he says is right, but I think in this case he is right because I've done a little bit. He says that bees aren't native to North America. They were brought over here to farm honey, and now they're technically an invasive species, taking food away from other native bugs. By Fluffy.
But they're still doing good,
So
right?
technically,
In America.
they're not good for the environment. That's a lie, which means that they should leave. Bees suck. But
Oh, so now
they're
you're on
not
Whooshy's
evil.
side.
They're not they're not evil. They're just ignorant bugs. Whooshy's hating on them like they're demons. Bye, Fluffy.
I never
Thanks
said
for
they were
coming in
evil.
for bee discussion.
I don't know what they are. They're either evil or they're just stupid. It's one or the other, and neither of them are good.
Hold on. Do a callback. Are they stupid or are they ignorant?
I think they're all of the
No.
above.
Oh.
They're slow.
Anyway,
Actually, I just realized this is the second time Fluffy has appeared on the podcast.
that's true.
was the first time?
The drive-by.
Oh yeah, I forgot. She didn't appear.
I remember
she just
that.
Audially.
Oh boy.
Anyway, back to walking 40 miles. Why did we talk about bees?
that bee truck set me off. I think I didn't like the idea that there's just this truck that goes around that spreads bees wherever it goes.
Yeah. No. They don't. They're not supposed to drop bees. They just saw you run. I hate that guy, and put bees on you specifically. That's what happened, Whooshy.
Yep, if we got that many bees, like, just from them driving by, I can only assume they're just leaving bees all over the world.
Are they like transporting bees, or are they like spreading them across?
They were transporting bees. The bees were just
Piggyback.
escaping from the truck.
So they weren't supposed to be getting out. Okay,
They-
that's really
yeah.
bad. They should not let that happen.
Yeah, it was in a town, too. They should not have been driving through town when their bees are getting out.
Yeah, I just pictured middle of nowhere because that's what I pictured.
Yeah, if Whooshy's walking, he's walking in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, most of it was actually the majority of it was a straight line country road. So for that long of a hike, it was
Country?
not the most interesting scenery. Anyway, actually, after the whole bee situation, the thing stings me on the ear. I take out the stinger, show the guys. First bee sting. Hurt a little more than I thought it did. I thought it would, but it did not last terribly long. Only like 10 minutes. Anyway, we go onto the country road that lasted the majority of the thing, and we're well aware that there's an abandoned house on the way that we know we gotta go in and explore. So, Nova Steel, he's just over here constantly asking like, yeah, are we almost to the... Dangus was here too, by the way. I forgot to mention that. He's the one who knew where the abandoned house was. So Nova Steel's over here like, yeah, are we there yet? Yeah, every single time we see any sort of structure, he's like, is that it? Because he not only was he
didn't know what it
excited
was.
to explore the abandoned house, but also that's where we were taking our next break and breaking out our snacks. But yeah, we get to not the haunted house. It wasn't. I mean, maybe it is. We get to the abandoned house. We hypothetically cross the no trespassing sign. Hypothetically, and what we see, there's a line of trees. First thing we see when we cross that line of trees, and I got to get the picture on standby here. Where's my phone?
I have it. I went over and took it when you weren't looking.
What in the poop? Hold on. Darn it, I need this picture. I'm gonna cut most
So
of
while
this
he's
out.
looking, Simon, what's your thoughts on bees?
Yeah, you guys talk about bees.
I think I've said enough about bees. I just want to quickly point out just how funny the concept is that, you guys spontaneously just walked 40 miles. Like, it's not a crazy thing to do,
Okay.
but I just think it's.
Well,
it's
I
funny.
do
Like,
want to say,
there are all sorts of things you can do. That would be fun. And
I want
we
to say,
we should totally do
bees,
sometime.
bees do suck, because they will steal your girlfriend from you.
That's true too. Another reason to hate bees.
According to what? Okay.
The
According to
Bee
what?
movie.
Oh, right. Yeah. That's right.
I forgot bees existed.
Okay, get ready in the admin VC no mic chat because
Well,
I
if
need
you
you guys to
come
see this at the same time.
Visit. Can we walk to Jeffrey's house? It's like a 3.5 hour walk.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay. Don't tell Jeffrey.
So first thing we see, I know the suspense is killing you. We cross these trees, and we see a pile of dead hogs.
Oh my god, we cannot show this on YouTube, dude.
Yes, we can. It's dead animals.
Ew.
They have like animal butchering videos on
That's
YouTube.
super gory.
Yeah, it's just dead hogs.
That's true.
That's
That's
crazy.
true.
So we find these dead hogs. Dangus looks at me and tells me, "Why did your face light up the moment you saw the pigs?" So that that was so for context, this was like the first interesting thing we see after miles upon miles of non-stop country road, just a straight line. So that's why my face lit up. That was pretty exciting. uh, but anyway, right past these hogs was the abandoned house, and we hang out there for a while, and then immediately we hear noises. Not immediately, but after hanging out there for a while, we hear noises coming from inside the house. So we leave. We say goodbye to our hog friends, and we continue on our journey. And then about at we left at 12, and then about at 10 p.m. we it's getting dark out, and we find a nice little. I can send a picture of this too. Just beside the country road, we find a nice little area behind some trees to set out our sleeping bags. We didn't bring a tent or anything. We just brought sleeping bags, nothing else. And we find this beautiful little area to lay out our sleeping bags.
It's awesome.
And it is kind of tall, kind of wet
No, it
grass,
does not.
so it's not ideal.
That looks like an awful
But-
place to lay down. It's like you're gonna lay down and be full of bugs.
That's what I thought too. It was actually fine. Actually, it was a beautiful night. I'll tell you, the stars were great because there were no lights around. We were in the middle of nowhere. That you can see that
Nice.
tree there, sort of a soup. My Nova Steel compared it to the tree from the Mario movie that Mario and Peach are hanging around with the fire flowers. And the
When they
only
mentioned
way I
Galaxy.
can describe it, this picture wasn't taken at night, but we're all in our sleeping bags facing this tree, surrounded by stars. It is like only way I can describe it is a Super Mario Galaxy atmosphere. It was beautiful.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was great. So
That sounds nice.
we're just under the stars talking for a while. We decide to sleep, and then wake up at 3 a.m. to noises in the tall grass, and we just hear like some animal like jumping around like crazy. It was like making some crazy pouncing noises and stuff, and we're like, "What's that? What's going on? What kind of animal?" And for just so you know, in this area, there's not like any like significant animal dangers. The most dangerous animals you come across is like coyotes. 3 guys can fight off a coyote. They're tiny little dog things.
No, the coyotes are what kill all those pigs.
Maybe. I mean, technically, mountain lions live here too, but they're incredibly rare. So we didn't think there was.
If you keep talking about animals that live there, they're gonna figure out where you live.
Nah, that's fine. I don't. Mountain
What
lions. and
celebrities live
coyotes-
there?
I don't know. I actually do not know. But we never find out what animal that was. We get up, we turn our lights on, we don't see anything. We just hear the noises, and we're like, "Oh
That's
yeah,
worse.
maybe we should get out of here." But for some reason we don't. We just get back in our sleeping bags and try to sleep more and hope we stop hearing noises.
That doesn't sound
That's
smart,
awesome.
Whooshy.
And then I don't know why we did that, but the noises did stop. And I'll say this
after
too:
you went and killed
if it was a
them.
mountain lions like their whole thing is they sneak up on you, so we would not have heard it. It would have just killed us. So it wasn't a mountain lion.
Does that make you feel better, Whooshy? Does that help you sleep at night?
Apparently it did if you slept well.
I slept well after that encounter, actually. I was not sleeping well until 3 a.m. is when we woke up, by the way. 3 a.m. we hear noise. I don't know if I said that. But yeah, we sleep until... And we plan on waking up at 6:30 in the morning. And then second time I wake up, I hear animal noises. And I hear Dangus screaming. And I'm like, uh-oh, we're getting mauled by animals. And then he just...
But don't worry, not a mountain lion. Can't hear it.
After he's done screaming, he's like, deer! He realizes it was just a deer. So there was just a deer curiously approaching him.
He goes,
Yeah, but that was not a pleasant way to wake up after the previous waking up hearing animal noises. But yeah, it's just a deer curiously approaching him. And that's probably what we heard in the middle of the night too, because it was like the noise of jumping around. That's kind of how deers run. So it was probably just a deer. Not a mountain
Oh.
lion. Maybe a coyote, but again, we could fight off a coyote. That deer just
How
so
big a
happens
coyote?
to wake us up exactly at 6 a.m. So that's perfect.
Hey, it's a perfect alarm clock.
Yeah, because we didn't set an alarm for some reason. So thanks, dear. So we open up our snacks. We all brought canned chili. No utensils. All of us overlooked that. So we dogged down our canned chili. Just that's gonna be look at the video if you want to
But
see that.
Please meme that at somebody. Cut that out. Do some changes. Make that something.
I don't think I'm gonna include the video anymore.
Put it in the Arcanex
Don't worry, I'm recording. I have this.
server.
We dogged down our canned chili. Wacko, quit making that face.
I just want to quickly
Hey, you had to
say,
put it in the video.
yeah, when I made the link to the server public, that was a joke. Anyway, continue.
What?
So at this point, we had walked 25 miles up to this point. So we had 15 to go. We got most of our miles out of the way on the first day, but we were still sore waking up. I had a hard time standing up. So it was sort of a thing to adjust to get back to walking. But we get up, we get out of our beautiful little tree paradise, and we pack our things back up, and we get out of there back onto the country road for about 10 more miles. It was 10 more miles of straight line country road, so nothing to be terribly excited for. But yeah, for the most part, it was pretty.
Time.
What time? We left
Well,
around.
I was just saying 10 miles isn't that long of a time to walk.
That's probably
It is-
5 hours.
It is if you had just walked 25 miles and your feet hurt.
Yeah.
But it's also very hilly, which wasn't terribly fun. Waka, what were
Yeah.
you mouthing?
25?
Yeah, 25.
That's what I said. You shouldn't have brought attention to it. Everyone knows that I said 25.
Well, that's okay. So we get 10 miles past the rest of the country road, and all that's left, 6 mile stretch. I drive this stretch every day because it's on the way to work. I usually walk up to 6 miles every day. Nothing about this should be difficult. That was the longest 6 miles of my life. It was this route that I was so familiar with that I get through so quick every single day, and it felt so long, because that was what we considered the home stretch. We got out at that point. We were out of the country road. We were going, 6 miles to my hometown, and that's when it got really bad. We were spaced out super far because our feet were hurting at different levels. We had Dangus way in the back, me way in the middle, Nova Steel way in the front. I eventually find a walking stick on the side of the road, just a branch, but that ended up being very helpful. And we make it the rest of the way. We make it into my hometown, and some old guy sees us walking with our backpacks. We met a lot of people, by the way, because when people see you walking with backpacks, they have questions. They want to know where you're coming from,
what
where
is
you're
wrong
going
with
to. So this old guy in my hometown, our destination, he asks us like, "Hey, you wanna get over? We have a bunch of apples. You guys want apples?" He thinks we're going a lot further, but we are at our destination, and at this point we are so done. So we do not get apples. We're just like,
What?
no.
Turn down apples?
We turned down apples because we were so ready to be done. My
And
house
apples would
was
make it take longer.
not even a mile away. We were that close, but we make it. We make it, and you know, Mr. Nova Steel is driven home by Dangus because I didn't feel like driving him. Because I was, I just wanted to not do anything. Uh,
Yep, that's fair.
so I first thing
Would
after
you
I
consider
take
it
my
fun?
shoes off. Oh, it was very fun. I have zero regrets. Uh, but what was not fun was work the next day because
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
so I have a physical labor job. So
Yeah.
that's not ideal. And literally the condition I was in, uh, the me taking my shoes off is like the string that breaks the camel's back of like it's the difference between being able to walk and not being able to walk. So if my shoes are off, I literally have to hold on to something to be able to walk. My shoes are on, I can bare minimum get walking
Stumbled
done.
through.
So I made it through. I got the job done. Uh, and then I I also had work the next day. It was fine. Uh, it and it wasn't as bad as I was expecting. I thought I straight up wouldn't be able to work, and that's something I was very scared about. But no, I was fine. And that's one of the things that happened in the bye week. That was one of the
I've never
major
walked.
events. You never walked?
How many miles was it?
That was
Never walked.
it was
How
40
many miles was it?
miles.
Well,
For,
I've never walked that far. Um, and it took you 16 hours? How many hours?
uh, it would have been like so we went from day one we went from 12 to 10:30 I think is when we went to bed. And that's however many hours. I'll let Wacko figure
That's
that
10
out.
and a half.
Yeah, 10 and a half.
12 to 10 and a half is 10 and a half.
Then the next day we start at 6:30. We get home around 2. I think we got home at 2.
6:30 to 2 would be 6, 7.5 hours. Not 6, 7. 7.5 hours. So 10 and a half plus 7.5 would be 11, 7, 18 hours.
Yeah.
You say yeah, like you know that I'm right.
I
Um,
don't. I trust you.
I
Yeah.
hope I'm right because it's now going to be public if I did it wrong. But yeah, 18. I've never walked anywhere close to that length of time. When I was at Sam's, because I did that this week, that was fun. We went like on 2 hikes. The first one was like 30 minutes. The second one was like 45 minutes. That's about it. Last Wednesday, the day after we recorded the previous podcast, which I wasn't gonna bring up because, like I said earlier, things that happened last week don't matter because I always forget that they happened. I just checked while you were talking though. I was at work and we got off early, but I didn't have a car. Someone dropped me off. I had to wait for them to pick me up, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna call them to pick me up early, so I just like walked 30 minutes down the road to like go to the bank, and then walk 30 minutes back, and then walk like 15 minutes to like a store, and everyone was like, why did you do that? We could have drove you. I'm like, it's not that far. Everyone think that's an insane walk. That's
I
a
know
very
people
basic
people
walk.
very over. I think the value of a mile to like the average person is like way more than it actually is. Like if you spend like a week going on walks, that very quickly becomes nothing.
Hmm.
But
But like,
I mean, when people
if I want to
when
continue,
when people hear that I generally will walk 6 miles in a day, people think that's insane. That's only like 2 hours worth of walking.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, cause like you can't spend all your time doing that. And actually, Florida when I was in Florida in August, um, walking around in theme parks, if you're doing that for most of the day, for like 7 days straight, I was very done. If you can imagine. By
Yeah,
the
yeah,
end of
that's gonna get you.
that.
But I didn't even realize how weird of a thing to do it was until I talked to people after it. Because to my friend, like, we love going on hikes, we love walking. The natural progression is, yeah, let's walk from this house to the other house, location A to location B. But when I explain, yeah, I walked from this random town to this random town, it's like, what possessed you guys to do that? That's what I was asked by my boss. Like, what were you guys thinking?
Well, to me, because
Yeah.
I know you, it doesn't sound that crazy. Like, yeah, of course Whooshy would do that, but I don't know. I also don't think it's that crazy in general. But
It isn't.
It
maybe
feels
that's
crazy
just
to
me.
me.
Maybe
Like
that's
going
just
on a
me.
hike.
I
Going
mean,
on a hike for a couple hours sounds normal. Whooshy going on a hike for like 5 hours sounds normal. Walking for 2 days seems like you're going a bit extreme.
You're going on a
At that
pilgrimage,
point,
the Oregon Trail.
like I like the idea of walking. I don't do it often because walking by myself sounds like the most boring thing. But like going on a hike with people, like with Sam, because I have to keep bringing that up. That's awesome. I had a great time. So when Wooshi comes over, we're going on a walk. Or
You
I have to
know,
go, if
we're
I go over, we're going on a walk. But like, I don't know, doing a walk for multiple days or just by myself, which Wooshi does all the time. I can't do that. I can't.
Going on walks by myself keeps my mind intact. I need that time to be set out to process my thoughts. If I am uh, surrounded by people constantly or like in a noisy area, then I don't have time to process any thoughts in my they all pile up and I'm just a broken man. So I need those walks.
Aw.
Yes, yeah.
That's fair.
It doesn't feel like some people don't realize that if you're just doing one thing constantly, eventually you're gonna get tired of it, and you need to do something else. You need to.
Yeah, don't get
be
me
able-
wrong.
Fun
I
walk.
can't do only walking, and I also cannot do only fun stuff.
Yeah,
I need a lot of
'cause,
everything. A whole lot of
'cause
alone
you-
time to keep my
because
mind
leading up
intact.
to, because leading up to Too Many Games and all the other summer trips, but then by the end of the summer, I was like, I just need to do a bunch of stuff just by myself.
See, I used
I
to
don't know.
consider
I don't think
myself.
I don't think I explained that well at all. Cut that out.
Do not cut that out. Do not cut that out.
No,
I
please.
get it. I get what you're saying completely. I used to
I think-
consider myself like incredibly extroverted because I really enjoy talking to people. But what I didn't realize is that word does not work if you also refuel when you're alone. That's the only way you can refuel, and that is the only way I can refuel. So that's something that I realized. That's not the right word for me.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't know
there's
what
also
right-
there's
what the
also
right
the
word is,
word
though.
yeah, there's also the word
Ambivert.
ambivert is technically a thing, and I've thought about maybe that is maybe some
I don't.
because I don't. It's not that I get energy from one specific thing. Like I can get energy from both being alone and with people, but I can also get tired from being alone, both alone and with people. So
I don't like the words like introvert or extrovert or ambivert because like you can enjoy soul situations with people you know. You can enjoy soul situations with people you don't know, or you can enjoy being alone. But like too much of any of it's gonna suck. You know, being alone is nice, relax, do what you want, do laundry, whatever. I don't know, really laundry is the first thing that came to mind. But then like being with friends, hanging out, doing fun stuff. Being with new people, that's fun too. But like different people want different amounts. You know, some people might want 50% alone time, 50% with friends, and never strangers. Some people might want 10% strangers, 40% friends, and 50% alone. Some people might want 10% alone, 40, whatever it may be. It's like a spectrum.
Yeah,
It's
I
not a
think-
spectrum
I
because there's
think
three
the-
things. So it's like a dial. What's the term I'm looking for? I guess it'd still be a spectrum. But like it's not like only introvert, only extrovert, only ambivert, whatever. It's different ratios of amounts. And some people want to be alone more often than others. And I think that's fine. I don't like putting a specific label on it though.
I think that
I
is
just like
sort of
supposed to be one
where the line is drawn between the verts is like the volume of like how much of what you want. Because obviously like no one's gonna spend their whole life never interacting with people unless they're insane, unless they are actually mentally ill.
and going back to two things
He's
that I've
calling
been
people crazy. Gosh.
going back to
Oh,
two
no.
things that I've wanted to bring up that people have said that they've reminded me of first up, Wacko is just this is just a funny quick aside. When Wacko brought up like the celebrity thing, like what's the famous celebrity where you live? I think this is probably a good way of doxing me, but I think the most famous person alive today in it, depending on how specific you want to get with my jurisdiction, is lasagna. And the second most famous person is me.
Wow.
based on internet followers. That's a funny thing. But the other thing was Whooshy mentioned walking at night. And I found that funny because it reminded me of an argument I've had with my sister so many times over the past few weeks. Like, it came up multiple times about how she thinks walking alone at night is creepy and scary. And I disagree, because for the most part, I find it relaxing. I love walking at night.
Yeah, it's great. I love night walks too.
I don't think... Is she saying that it's scary to do that, or that you look creepy while doing that?
Both. Well, she would be scared because what if there's a creepy guy, or what if there's like a...
If I was out walking at night, I wouldn't be scared of a creepy guy. I'd be scared of like a bear, dude.
Well, like would you
rather fight a man or a bear? Let's bring that up. Let's not bring that up.
That because there is supposedly dangerous wildlife where I live. I don't know. We don't see it, but
I don't either.
And we're like, whether you're in the city, you see dangerous guys, or in the country, you see dangerous animals, and like, I live in the country, I don't see either. So I find it relaxing.
During like too many games this year, I took like an hour walk at night. I wasn't really afraid. I don't think I look creepy. I thought I looked like a mugger. I walked in like a store in my pajamas, and I was like, I should probably buy something so they don't think I'm robbing the place. I think I told that on the podcast before, but I thought it was fine, so I guess it's fine.
I'll say this: I have never been scared walking at night, especially with the guys, but I am a little biased. Because we are the ones that you should be fearing. We are giants. We're like a group of tall guys. Everybody like walking by us will like go to the sidewalk on the other side when they see us approaching. Because I mean, it's a smart thing to do. Like a bunch of tall guys. Like that's. I mean, it's the first thing that you should assume.
The power.
But
I'm mean for saying that. But yeah, that you're right. You're right.
I know that I have nothing to be afraid of because I'm the one that people are trying to dodge, not in the way of like if you get to know me, like it'll be like you'll realize but you're not gonna get to know a big tall guy walking around in the middle of the night. You're gonna walk to the other side of the street because that's the smart thing to do.
So true. Well, me and Jeffrey and Nick go to like game nights at this bar. It's technically a bar. It's not really a bar, but it kind of is. I've said this before. And, like, we go outside, and we just hang out in the parking lot sometimes. Usually we haven't. We just leave instantly. But, like, used to, we'd go out, and it's, like, 9, 10 o'clock, and we're just hanging out in the parking lot. And I'm like, oh, what if there's, like, a stranger that's, like, creeping around the corner? And I'm like, they're not going to attack us. We're the danger here. We're like young adult men. We're the people run from. I should not be proud of that, because that's a bit creepy. But, also, it's a weird feeling that, like, I shouldn't be afraid. I'm the one people are afraid of.
Yeah, exactly. And
it's weird. I feel weird about saying that.
I'll say this too. Like, whenever someone is brave enough to walk by us, I feel so good about myself when we do absolutely nothing dangerous, and we're we're not bad guys.
You're like, I'm one of the good ones.
I'm a good one.
I didn't attack this man. I know. It's great. It's like we wouldn't attack anyone, which is fair. But like
wherever we've walked, whenever I've been with Wacko and the rest of the boys. What Wacko does, this is not at night, by the way, but it would make it funnier, is he asks them if they've heard of the messenger.
Did I say that on the podcast? I think I did, where like there was like 3 girls staying at like a corner of some building. And I walk in, I'm like, have you heard of the messenger? And they go, no thank you. And then I walk away. I don't know what they thought I was asking for, but it was so stupid.
Yeah, I mean... If you're put in that situation, like sort of, if you like, you sort of feel bad for it, but like it is like that is absolutely the smart thing to do on their part. Yeah, this reminds me
True.
of one time. Me and the guys, it was my buddy's birthday, and I bought him like 6 copies of Spider-Man 3 because he was kind of into Spider-Man, so we made a big deal of it. Like he loves Spider-Man, so we bought him all these Spider-Man themed gifts. But obviously, we had nothing to do with all those Spider-Man 3s, so we ended up just walking down the street, giving them away. And in our heads, we were doing this totally innocent activity, so it didn't even cross our mind, like, sort of that if we don't explain the Spider-Man part, uh, it might come off a little strange and a little dangerous to go up to a singular person as a group who is smaller than all of you and say, "Hey, do you want a gift? Do you want to take this?" We
That
did
is,
not
yeah.
get a response. The individual just walked right by us.
Wacko.
That's fair. That is very sketchy. You're like, do you want a gift?
We
No, you walk past that. That's horror movie activity. I've done like, I've tried to get in the habit of being like more social. Not that I'm not social, but like I want to go up to talk to random strangers just because like it's fun. They can say some funny stuff.
Me
So
too.
like one time I was in the grocery store, not the grocery. One time I was in Walmart. We were looking for like a belt buckle. Me and Nick, and this guy that I was walking past, and he looked like Drake from Drake and Josh. And so I was like, hey dude, no, I think it was Josh. Which one is which? Drake Bell. Yeah, Drake. He looks like Drake from Drake and Josh. I was like, dude, you look like Drake. And he's like, oh, I do. Ha, ha, ha. That was it. Well, it was more than that. But, like, that was basically all I wanted. To be like, make a small comment, have a little fun, laugh a little bit, walk away. And it's fun. And it's never really a big deal. This one time, so I found this calendar in Walmart. Because Walmart's the only fun thing to do around here. I found this calendar. And it was, like, Victoria's Secret calendar. And every month was like women in different bathing suits, and I'm like,
No.
I gotta buy this for somebody. So I'm buying it for Nick. Nick, don't watch this episode. I bought it for Nick for like a Christmas present, and I was like, this is funny. Is this like inappropriate? Like, is it too like insensitive? Is this sexist? Is something wrong? So I'm like, I gotta ask somebody about this. So like, I walk in the house. I like see the first people I see. I walk up to them. I'm like, hey, I want to get this for a friend. Is it funny? And am I going too far? And I was like, and then they were like, no, it's funny. You should do it. You should buy lotion to go along with it. It'd be funnier. But thing is, I didn't even think about it. Thing is, I walked up to a family of like a dad, a mom, and what looked like two or three like teenage girls. So I walked up to
Oh,
like a bunch of teenage
no.
girls holding a scantily clad picture of a woman to talk to them. I'm like, I probably look really creepy in the situation. I didn't even think about it. I'm just like, I gotta ask about this calendar. And I'm a creep, but like no one had a problem with it. They were just like, yeah, that's funny, and then I walked away, and that was it. But I've done a bunch of stuff
that
like,
could have
in
gone
hindsight,
very differently.
yeah, I probably should stop doing that. But you
Don't
know,
stop. Just think it through a little bit.
You know what those three girls went and did after they got home? They recorded a podcast and talked about this creepy guy that asked them if they've heard of the messenger.
I wonder how many podcasts me and the guys like mess with enough people and like do enough weird things. We had to have been on a podcast unknowingly at some point.
how many stupid stuff have like we done that other people are still talking about? Remember that time we met that weird guy in that one place? I don't know. I hope some people remember me for being stupid.
This might sound very much like I hold myself in very high regard, but I like to think I stick in a lot of people's memories.
I know that I do. Because they've told me. I've set a reputation. I told earlier the 3 teas joke. And that's because I drink a lot of tea. Because like when I'm at a restaurant and we're waiting on food, I'm not going to sit there and do nothing. So I'm going to drink tea. So I just drink a lot of tea before the food even gets there because I'm just bored. So like I have a reputation at like multiple restaurants that I go to often, like local places. They're like, That's the guy that drinks a lot of tea. So like, there's this one pizza place that every time I go in, they just bring me a pitcher of tea. And like, here you go, just in case, because we know you're gonna drink it. And every time I go in, they know it's me. They're like, oh, that's the tea guy. And I'm like, is this a good reputation to have? I don't know, but you know, at least I have one.
That's
I like
good. I wish the little village I live in had any establishments, so I could have that same dynamic. But unfortunately, all we have is a post office and volunteer firefighter, fire department.
Oh,
One time we went to an ice cream, just an ice cream place, and with spaghetti and lasagna. And lasagna he ordered not the most ridiculous thing on the menu, but he ordered some kind of cotton candy thing, which I thought was normal. And then the employee working there spent so much time saying like, that is the weirdest order ever. You're crazy. and in like this big like theater-esque, whoa, kind of like George.
Was George working there?
No, she was a woman. Which George, we all know how he feels about women, but
I know, hatred in his bones.
But yeah, so now she probably remembers lasagna very well for what he ordered, and we definitely remember her.
Perhaps.
And
I'm glad that things like that happen. You know, my brother likes cheeseburgers. I think you know that, because like last too many games, we kept going to Wendy's, getting burgers. And then we go to the local Wendy's. Me and my dad and Aubrey were like, you know, let's go to Wendy's and have a good old family lunch, because that's what we do. And we went in and we're like, I want a chicken sandwich. My dad was like, I want a chicken sandwich too. And they're like, hey, it's Aubrey. It's getting a cheeseburger. I don't know why they're Italian. They're like, yes. And they knew exactly who he was. And they're like, you getting the same thing? It's like, yeah, I'm getting the same thing. And we're like, come on, how? But yeah, they know who he is. Multiple fast food restaurants in our area know who he is. We walk in, they're like, hey, same thing? Like, he's like, yep, same thing. And it's funny, but you know, it's nice.
there was a going. I'm still thinking about that walking at night. I don't know why.
You know, you guys talked about celebrities in your area. Do you know what celebrities I have in my area?
What? Dox yourself.
There is-
celebrities you have.
There is a remarkable amount of like popular YouTubers in North Carolina. Mr. Beast is here. Matt Pat is here. Rhett and Link used to be here. I don't know why multiple people are either here or from here. It's strange. The only like actual celebrity I know that's from North Carolina is Michael C. Hall, who plays Dexter. And that's cool because Dexter's cool. He's from North Carolina. Awesome. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't think we have anyone.
Well, don't say that because you're going to dox yourself.
That's
I
all I'm
suppose-
saying.
I suppose.
Okay, what states have no celebrities?
What states have no celebrities? Celebritos? That's not how you spell that. No U.S. state has absolutely zero.
Okay, Whooshy's not from the U.S.
I guess.
Wyoming has the least populated state. Wyoming has a very small population, which naturally leads up fewer public figures being associated with it, according to Britannica. Okay, he's from Wyoming.
I just remember this isn't even the first time we've talked about walking around at night on this podcast, because there's there was the one time I brought up that one piece of music that we listened to. It was like, I want to make a film thing about the different contexts that you can walk around at night.
I remember that.
But it can be also relaxing. There can be, it's a wide spectrum, and maybe that's what. Like, I don't know. I don't remember how the argument started, but maybe that's influenced it a bit.
Well, I want to bring this guy up because I've mentioned him to. I know Whooshy specifically, and I thought he was a small YouTuber. Apparently, he's grown since the last time I checked. His name is Quentin Hyde. He's got 100,000 subscribers, so not small anymore. A lot of the videos are like investigations, or whatever. Some of them are like really cool. They have specific themes, like, oh, let's do this research for this thing. But then when you watch it, it just feels like two friends hanging out. And, like, it has a nice vibe to that, right? And it's really cool. And I bring it up because the video he made 8 months ago
is how far can I walk before I collapse or until I collapse. And the whole video is just walking around Britain, somewhere in I don't know where it's at, somewhere in Europe. I forget where it was. And they stop at landmarks, talk about the town, things, places they like, places they've been. They just walk around a bit, and they're just hanging out. And like it's just like a nice, friendly, cozy vibe. And I want to promote them because they're cool, and they don't need promoted because they got like one video go viral, and they've like done pretty well after that. So, shout out to them. I'm gonna say his name again, Quentin Hyde. Go check him out. Whooshy, you go check him out.
You recommended that channel to me because it's the exact stuff that I like, and every time I'm like, that sounds really good, I'm gonna watch that, and I still haven't done it.
Yeah, I thought like, cause they feel like small YouTubers because they're not like a big production or anything. So I'm like, if I message them like, hey, you want to be on the podcast? I feel like they'd say yes. But then I feel awkward inviting people to the podcast, like especially people that we don't know, cause like they probably assume, oh, this is a production of people who know what they're doing. And they show up, and we're just hanging out, talking about bees.
I don't think anyone who looks at this channel assumes that.
Well, I don't think they've looked at the channel. So, I don't think no one's heard of this channel. But, you know.
I actually do have a question. Is that channel, is that the one that made that video where they get a Democrat and a Republican to meet and become friends? Is that same channel?
I haven't seen that. I don't think.
Yeah.
They're not an American-based channel. They're a European-based channel.
So
I doubt they've done that.
Never mind. I just remember seeing that video and I thought it was funny.
Any European involving themselves in American politics, it's like, what are you doing? What a miserable life.
We don't want to be here. Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Where did my pin go? There it is.
Europeans are actually in deciding the election and influencing it every year. It's always been the one.
What country are they like least heated about politics? That's where I want to be. I want to stop hearing about it all the time.
Hey,
Sweden.
That makes sense.
I don't know.
I would believe that.
I don't know. They were known as, isn't Sweden the people that like didn't get in World War II?
No, that was Switzerland. The early
Switzerland.
They were the people, yeah, they were the people that were always neutral with everything.
Switzerland is neutral.
Sounds like my kind of place.
Yeah, I would love. And it's another reason I find Switzerland fascinating because they are so insanely isolationist. It's so fascinating.
I believe it is about Sweden. Might be Switzerland because apparently I get confused. I've been told this by a credible source. My mother, like 3 years ago, and I remembered it because it was fascinating. That she said that like the president, and I think it was Sweden, not president, or like whoever the head of the country is just like has a house in the middle of the state, and you can walk up and like knock on his door and say hi.
That's so cool.
And I'm like, that's awesome. You can just go see him.
So
I'm gonna
cool.
like. I wish, dude. I wish.
If we did that over here, they'd just get shot. That's awesome. That they can just...
They would get shot. I know.
We all gotta go fly to Switzerland.
I'm not gonna lie. If I didn't have like a bunch of friends and family here that I'd be fleeing if I did this, I would totally go to some other like country, someplace where they have funny accents and just live there. That sounds so fun. Like moving to Australia or something. Just somewhere like with decent like maybe it's not quite the same as America. Maybe it's better. Maybe it's worse. But just anything that's livable. So like not North Korea, but like
first world country.
Anywhere with like, yeah, any basic like first world country. Like it would be so fun to just flee to one of those and live there. But I have too many friends and family that I'm committed to, so I'm staying in my state probably.
Yeah, see that's how I feel. I'm like maybe, but I'm like, but then leave all these people, then I'd be sad.
I am all too much of a community-oriented person. I think my biggest drive in life is the connections that I make with the people around me. So I would not be able to leave them.
Tell you what.
To get
Tell you what.
Get your group to move all at once.
The three of us should move to somewhere. Did you say dream? Why are we talking about dream? What happened?
No, not dream.
the three of us should move to like France. No, we can't speak French. Britain
Yeah.
or Canada, a place or Australia. They speak English. What else speaks English?
Canada's too similar to America. I want
Canada,
I
we
want
could-
sort of a different
could move those
experience.
to
Canada's
that
not
place.
similar to America.
It's
They
more-
are cold.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about like the way they
Culture-wise.
yeah, country wise.
Yeah, you know, like going because like America and I guess Canada is very empty, right? Where like every state is just mostly empty. Even like New York, which is like a big city. New York City's big and populated, but like a lot of the state is just empty. For that's true for every state. There's so much land that's like not used because America's huge and like the way it became about because it wasn't like other countries like Europe. You know, Britain was like a monarchy. There was a group of people who like stayed there by themselves. They grew their own culture. Well, America was like kind of established very late, and it was just inhabited by already previous cultures who then spread out. So everything's already spread out. So it wasn't like a collection of people. It was just like people moved in later, and so like it didn't really establish the same way that a lot of countries did, and so it's very empty.
Yeah.
So like, if we go to Britain or whatever, you can go from Britain to France, and it feels very different. Well, like America, you go to a different state, and it just feels like almost exactly the same. It's not fun at all.
Yeah, when I-
Like,
when
unless
I
you go
was-
to visit Sam, then it's fun.
All that's
I
different
went
is the
to-
terrain.
When I went to West Virginia and I talked to
West
to my
Virginia.
friends there, they were saying that there are actually some notable similarities between West Virginia and Switzerland, both being like
Neutral?
very yeah, not neutral. Well, I don't know. Very actually, West Virginia was very much not neutral, which is the reason it exists.
That's true. That's true.
But they're both
Yeah.
like mountains, almost entirely covered in mountains.
Oh,
and
geographically.
and isolated. But beyond that, their differences kind of like come in from how the two different countries sort of treat like a mining area and stuff. It's interesting.
I'm looking this up. Holy cow! Oh, that's the wrong Daniel Boone. Boone. I'm looking up how far it'll take to walk to Boone, North Carolina. So Boone is about 4 hours away, like I said. If I were to walk there, it's 5 days. I assume that's nonstop. It's got 17,000 feet, like elevation. I'd have to change. So Whooshy, when you come over, you want to walk to Daniel Boone?
Yeah, we could do that.
Or not Daniel Boone, just Boone. With sleep, it'll probably take about like 10 days.
I do plan on sort of like that was just the beginning. That was a stepping stone into something greater what we did. I would love like if given the resources to go on greater missions in more interesting places. Like find crazy terrain. I was talking about this before we started recording the podcast, but I would love somewhere mountainy. Mountainy terrain is my favorite place to be. I am at my happiest in the mountains. But just go somewhere crazy, walk an absurd amount of miles. That would be awesome. I want to go backpacking in cool places, is what I'm saying.